Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signar. We are live with Steph, the Alter Nerd, and this is your main topic for the live. If you missed the full live, well, you missed it. I can already tell it's a great show. So hit that join button, become a member. They get uploaded a little later now because of stupid notification errors, but we're working on a solution. So stay tuned. It'll be there. And I appreciate you'll get the full replays as a member and other perks. So thank you. And you'll be supporting our coverage. And today, Steph, we got a doozy. All right, I want to play this Lady C clip that's now going all over the web. Can you, for those people who are unfamiliar, who is Lady C? Can you help educate the audience who don't live in the UK and aren't familiar with the amazing Lady C? Who is Lady C?
So Lady C is part of the aristocracy. Yeah, sometimes even I have to get my tongue around that. And yeah, she knows the inside tea in terms of what's going on in the royal family because she's pretty much a part of it. She married into it. She lives at Castle Goring. She has her own YouTube channel and she dishes the tea pretty much every single day on the royal family and what's going on in particular with the gruesome twosome, Megxie and Hazza. And I saw this earlier on Twitter, what Andy is about to react to. And oh my goodness, Lady C goes off. Now, I'm going to be full disclosure here. You're not going to get that much of a reaction from me because I've actually done my own video on this. It's going to be released in a couple of hours' time on my channel. So if you want my reaction, head on over to my channel. But I'm just really, really intrigued and fascinated to see how Andy reacts to this because Lady C has a way with words. And this is just like beyond. The bombs are landing all over Megxie. She can't run and hide. She can't run and hide. Target destroyed. I'm telling you. It's amazing.
Yeah, so I'm going to give you my reaction. Check out over, if you haven't already, subscribe to all the channels. We have Popcorn Palace, obviously, where we do daily royal news, but you guys still only watch it here, it seems. But head on over there. We got a lot of good coverage. And yes, make sure you support Steph. She'll post her reaction later. Plus, you'll get lots of other good news and tidbits, her reactions to things. So please go send her some love. But yes, Lady C is over there. I know a lot of you send your love over there. I've been trying. I would love to get her on the channel. I'm in the midst of it. I'm not asking just to harass her, but politely send our, alert her of our love and support and tell her how much you like us because I would love to get her on the show someday. It is one of our bucket list items. But yes, I have seen, I'm familiar with, she has mentioned us before, Steph. She brought up the tour. We've come up a few times already in her sphere because we're good, Steph. We do. And one of these days we'll connect. I have no doubt. You got to will it. But yes, this clip, I saw it through Royal Rogue. It was originally started by Genevieve here. So kudos, Genevieve. Yes, Lady C's about to say, we're all thinking, I hope you're sitting down because here we go. Lady C's about to drop some, well, I'll let her explain.
And we're supposed to believe that this woman who has played all sorts of really rather sick games at the expense of the British people's well-being, as well as the King's well-being, Catherine's well-being, and the rest of the royal family, not to mention her own family. We're supposed to believe every word that comes out of her filthy mouth. Her mouth is dirtier than your or my anus. That's how filthy she is. Graphic, factual. Bonkers doesn't begin to say it. Not only is it madness, it is badness. It is so destructive. It is so disturbing. It is truly, in my opinion, evil. Meghan, you think I'm being unfair? Sue me. You know where I live? It's your proceedings. I'll see you in court. Not everybody's afraid of you, you frowsy piece of something or the other. You are the lowest of the low. You are beyond the lowest of the low. You make an amoeba seem like an elevated form of life. That's how contemptuous I am of you as a human being. And all done off your conduct. And you think I'm unique? I'm not. And my upset about you is based not only on what you have done to the royal family, the British nation, and the Commonwealth, but the disgusting way you have manipulated and exploited being white, which you claimed to be for much of your life, and now being black. Well, you're not black. You may be cafe au lait. You're not even that, because you're whiter than most genuinely 100% Caucasians. Oh, shit. You are just a total disgrace to humanity. I wish you'd disappear off the face of this earth. Really.
Now, Omid Scobie's going to say, oh, see, Lady C tried to kill her. Is just he's going to use that against her. But no, all I got to say, here's what I got to say. What a takedown. I mean, listen, I never thought I'd see Lady C talk about her anus, but it was justified. It was justified. I got to keep it honest. And nothing she said wasn't factual. It is true. Nothing she said there, to me, fell off. Look, I think the fact that she's so upset is really sort of what we should take away the most. Like, because what Meghan has done is just to the UK, to the people now, the king and everybody, is so disrespectful and vile, as she's in her words, and I would say evil. She came in. There was another clip. We played it in the other one. I wish I still had it here. There was another clip where this guy was just talking about how she's mentally ill, and it feels like she is, Steph. I got to be honest. She's a victimized by things that no one should feel victimized by. She's the biggest overactor. Everything's over exaggerated with this woman, and it's starting to pile on. And so usually it's like silly, like, oh, I was in a car chase, blah, blah, blah. But now you're literally calling the King of England racist, and you're not saying anything to dispute it. You're literally the responsible party. You're the reason it's there, because you heard it from Harry, and even both of your recollections don't vary. They're all over the place, and when it happened, how it happened. But now, because people reacted so strongly like Oprah did, she's leaning in, and she's trying to imply this racism for King Charles and Princess Catherine, and it's really evil and offensive. She let it sit and simmer for 2 years, as people then, labeled it. I will say that the only saving grace I can argue, and the reason I don't get so as upset, is because thank God, the people are not buying what she's shoveling anymore. At this point, I think more and more people are starting to see through what's really going on here. And because she's been at this game for so long, I really think this is the end game where it's all exploding in her face. And we're hearing it. She's losing gigs now. Her agency is pissed at her because of this book. I don't understand why she's not disavowing it. The Lady C is spot on. Her anger, it is filthy what Meghan's done. And she's not taking any responsibility now. It's this, which is what she criticized the royals of, right, Steph? She was telling, what was that quote of, 1 million no comments, and how much that can feel. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're doing it right now. They seem to be okay when it's them doing it. Well, sorry, we're not going to help step in. They can't be good people and prove to us. Steph, I'll be honest, if they were out there like, listen, we don't want this to continue like they did it to us. We're coming forward. We condemn Omid Scobie. We did not be a part of this book. Those are not the racist royals. We don't even want to engage in that anymore. If they were to come forward and actually be humans, right, and fight back and try to prove that two wrongs don't make a right, I would applaud them. I would. But they don't have it in them. They have no empathy, it seems. They're just eternal victims, to quote Cartman. That's all they want to do, is just scream and play victim. And now there's actual repercussions. When you call someone racist, when you do these things, it has damaging effects. So, yeah, I think Lady C is spot on. Bravo, Lady C. We got your back on this. And I can just tell how upset she is, and I understand why. This isn't just now just piling on to Meghan. These accusations are terrible. And again, it's hearsay. It's hearsay based on something you never even really had a conversation yourself. And even Omid Scobie, who we're going to go through later in this show and play it, admits it's not unfathomable to ask about what a baby's going to look like. He acknowledges this, but then he says, yeah, but they were worried about the ramifications, or I forget the specific quote. We're going to get there in a little bit. But Steph, that's my reaction overall. I think this is really dangerous. There's more of Omid's I want to play. In fact, there's a clip you quoted here. Hold on, I'm getting the time code, guys. Bear with me 1 second, because I'm moving things as we go live.
Time code, just to say, the reaction that we are getting from Hazza and Megxie a video that I did earlier on today, about 3-4 hours ago, that I released. Megsy has been seen in another parking lot photo shoot with her favourite photographers, backgrid, right? Smiling, right? But not disavowing Endgame, not disavowing Omid Scobie, but wearing a bracelet that King Charles bought her, trying to insinuate, I'm on King Charles's side, the royal family side. Yeah, who is she kidding? Prince Harry, on the other hand, he's now in the UK at court at the moment, trying to force us, the UK British people, taxpayer, to pay for his sodding security for him and Megsy when they're in the UK. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. They're the reactions that we're getting. All about me, and me. Make sure Backgrit gets my good side.
Right, as Catherine has something happening, she's out there calling Backgrit.
Like, come the frick on. Read the damn room.
Well, here's the clip I wanted to play, Steph. Here we go.
I hate the fact that it's the royal racist, you know, this sort of lazy leaning on the alliteration of the words, when the reality is no one ever said it was racism. It was called out as problematic, that it was concerning, that it was unconscious bias.
Yes.
Now, again, and then now to pull up Steph's tweet as quickly as I can. That's not how it's written in the book, is it, Steph?
No. How it's actually written in the book is unconscious racial bias. He doesn't say unconscious bias. He don't say unconscious. He don't say bias on its own. No. He writes unconscious racial bias.
It's right here. I'm getting it. It's almost there. Here it is. Needs to reread his own English version of Endgame. He writes unconscious.
Frankly, I think do you know what? I think Omid Scobie's getting mixed up with the versions that he's put out there. I'm just saying.
Well, they're digging holes trying to justify the things they've said, right? Because they realized they were in trouble of defamation with this racist claim. And so then it became unconscious bias 2 years later, where Harry thought he had everybody. It's the media that made it racist. No, it wasn't. They were troubled by the color of his skin, and it was racial bias, which I would say is racism. We're arguing semantics. He was biased over the color of Archie's skin. It was as clearly racial bias is not the same as unconscious bias. He clearly had a bias about race. So, and you said it in your damn book, you idiot. You freaking idiot. And I wish these interviewers that are there, like listening to him and giving him the benefit of the doubt, actually did some damn research. But he only goes on these places that seem to do it. That's why I give that first guy a little bit of credit. It was that morning show where he didn't grill him, because he's not probably allowed to grill him, but he did push back fairly, I think, and it was actually more pressure than Omid probably was prepared for. But this full disclosure dumb show is such a puff piece where he just, yeah, that makes sense. Like this dude just was just ready to lick spittle Omid. He was Omid's lick spittle. We have a lick spittle of the lick spittle, Steph. We're going to play more of this interview because there's a lot to unpack, but I wanted to give you that more of these lies are caught in this book. Right there, you just saw one. Steph proved it. He doesn't know how to not lie, it seems. And seeing people like Lady C out there unleash, I think really just shows how angry, and justifiably so, the people are. So any other final thoughts or corrections to add, Steph, before we clip this? Because we're going to go longer into this Omid clip. We're going to watch the full thing, but anything else to add?
Let me put it this way. When the Oprah interview came out and there were headlines across the world, because Harry tried to make out in the Tom Bradbury interview that it was only the UK media that was turning around and saying that Megsy and Hazza was calling the royal family racist from that Oprah interview. No, it was media across the world. When the Oprah interview came out, the media across the world were like, Harry and Meghan allude to the royal racist, or, there's royal racists in the family. Look at the Oprah interview, this, that, and the other, right? Not once out of the gazillions of those articles and those headlines did Hazza and Megsy, through their spokesperson, turn around and say, hang on a minute, we didn't accuse them of racism. It's unconscious biasness. No. They waited 2 years before then Hazza turns around and says, no, we didn't call them racist. It's unconscious biasness. Think about it. When all those articles were coming out after the wake of Oprah interview, as far as I'm concerned, it suited them very well because it played into their whole victim mentality and narrative. Pushback? Oh no, it's not racism anymore. It's unconscious biasness. Yeah, they are snakes, guys. Every single one of them. Omid, Hazza, and Megzi. You got to be very, very careful and really listen to what they say, but more importantly, what they don't say as well. It's just as telling, just as betraying.
Well said. We got lots more to talk about, so don't go anywhere. I'm just clipping this so we have a main topic that's a little bit more digestible. That's what we do. And if you want to watch the full, longer conversations, become a member. Also, make sure you support our girl Steph. Head on over there. Make sure we get her to 100K subs. And then, yes, you can head on over and support Popcorn Palace. If you like our royalty, head on over there and hit those subscribe buttons. I'll try to make sure they're here when this thing gets clipped eventually. But thank you guys for watching on the replay. Live viewers, let's unpack this longer clip. If you want to watch it later, make sure you become a member. Check out our member-only videos. You'll see them there as you become, and watch the full Omid Scobie interview, which we're going to break down. Oh, God. I'm dreading this, but it's like a car crash. I can't wait to watch.